I
Yeah.
had read about.
Yeah.
Right. So I saw something about a number 53 million. It
Yeah.
says there's something about 53 million Latin Vitans.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
this?
So,
What is this about? Yeah.
so, so basically, the Vita worldview, a lot of people already think the like what is written in Vita worldview. I
Hmm.
estimate
Hmm.
around 53 million, about 8% of the Western public. I don't know about Africans or Chinese or Indians, so I'm focused just on Western at the moment. So around 8% of Western adults already
Okay.
think like what I've written in the book, right? There's not a
I
completely
see.
out of the box solution
Mm.
to the worldview. It's kind of pretty sensible and logical. So the idea,
Okay.
so these people already have characteristics of what we'd call a Vetan, which is somebody who has a deep passion and love for nature, who views the world
Mhm.
through a scientific and rational lens, and who is taking action
Hmm.
to make things better. These are the characteristics of what we refer to as a Vetan. A latent Vetan is somebody who has those characteristics, who has not yet come across Vita Sapien organization and Vita worldview. So they're
Mm.
kind of like these
Mm.
cool people that are out there, but they don't realize necessarily that there is a name for what they believe and that there is a grouping for them. That's the idea of a latent Vetan. So we think there's 53 million people in the Western world alone, not counting Nigeria, um,
Okay.
who will think that way. And the idea is that those people would eventually take an interest in following the work that we're doing through Vita Sapien.
I see. I see. You've done justice to that question. I was just wondering, I saw the number 53 million and I'm like, Latin Vitans? Okay. I
Yeah,
needed to find out more about that. But
yeah.
you have helped with my curiosity. Thank you for that, Guy. And also, I think I want to find out, okay, you talked about, I mean, your statistics based on mostly the West, and you are not sure about, Asia and Africa and probably other continents. Does that mean that Vida, what's it called now? Vida Laden, does it mean that this is majorly for Western people?
No, no, it's for all people in all cultures. The reason why I've focused
Okay.
on that framing around Western culture is that I have not yet found like the partnerships to figure out how to tell that same story to people who have, for example, a Chinese worldview. Okay, so
Okay.
the so
Okay.
so basically the text or the ideas would be identical in every culture, but they would be
Hmm.
framed differently to accommodate different cultural worldviews.
Mm.
Okay. So,
Okay.
so, so
Okay.
a
Okay.
literal translation of the book into Chinese would be good, but a cultural translation would be necessary as well for it to have more penetration.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense. And so what is Beta Sapiens prognosis for the future under climate change? What's your
Well,
general
like
prognosis
Beta
about the
Sapien
future?
is a response um to the the business elites and the political elites on our
Hmm.
planet, all right, have
Okay.
got no
Hmm.
answer for this problem. And if you actually look at the progression since we've understood, just going to make an adjustment here. If you actually look at the progression of, uh, climate policy over the last 50, 60 years since we've known about the problem, practically nothing has happened. So the prognosis is that absent some sort of a global transformation that I believe needs to come from a spiritual transformation around our relationship to nature, we're basically heading into hell because we're producing around 40 billion tons a year of greenhouse gas. And every year that there is a global meeting of environment ministers at the climate COPs, the next year the total
Mm.
carbon footprint actually goes up instead of coming down. So under the business as usual, under this scenario, we're going to trigger the cascade of climate tipping points, and we're going to effectively wipe out most life on Earth because that's what happens when the planet gets too hot. It starts to overheat and get hotter still. And so that's why we need some sort of a transformation, some sort of a global movement. And if it's spiritual, then that will provide the power and impetus from individual humans to do the extraordinary things that are necessary to actually fix this mess.
Okay.